The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Armed Media, New Productions and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
Good evening. Welcome to Let's Talk Careers with Sara. I'm so happy that you are listening to my show. I see great results. I see candidates who are taking my advice and are just using my techniques of what I am sharing with you every single Wednesday. So today I'm going to talk about Twitter. And there are so many things you can do with Twitter. And one of the things I'm going to explain is how to write a cover letter with the steps that I am going to share with you. So you can write Twitter in such a way that you can just start stating of the employer or industry, right? What is the state? What is the statistics about the industry? You can tie the solution to you about what is the problem and how you can solve it. You can tell you've been there, explaining other candidates who are having the same problems and cannot see the problem, but you do. You can just tweet that. You can just explain about what problems did you face. That's one tweet that you can write. And then the fifth tweet will be give some context. And the sixth one will be prove you made or supported making money for the company. And then you can tie it to your brand. And another tweet you can write is tell them something that worked really well. And tell them another thing that worked really well. And then tie your brand and your value for the close. When I'm saying to tweet, Twitter has very limited characteristics. For you to write those specific paragraphs that are short sentences are really great because hiring managers are going just to read your post and want to see about you more. So let's elaborate. When you write this tweet, you are going to write it on a paper now. How to write a cover letter using those tweets. So we said the first thing you need to do is state of the employer or industry. For example, let's say you are a pizza guy and you are looking for a job. So you can just start like this. Times are tough for the $170 billion fast food industry. One Wall Street analyst recently called the current environment a vicious competitive zero-sum game. Now, the tweet number 2 that you wrote, the tie the solution to you, you can write, if that's where you are and you need an infusion of executive talent, I can help. Then you're going to explain to them about that you've been there, that you know the industry. You can say at Pie in the Sky Pizza, for example, right? That's not a real one, but you just put the real name. The nation's number 2 pizza chain, we faced those same challenges. And what did you face? Our sales and profits were in free fall, and I was called in to stop the bleeding in the Northeast region. And then you give some context. In the past 12 months, while our competitors lagged in year-on-year and same-store sales, then you have to prove you're supported, how you made money for the company. I have reversed our losses, grown sales by 22%, and delivered double-digit profit. And then you tie in to your brand. Infuse contagious energy across our teams and the region. And then you tie it to something that worked really well. Developed exciting customer appreciation programs that created an evangelistic following. And then you say, use social media like Facebook and Twitter to promote our brand spread the fun, and build excitement around our product and promotions. Then as closing, you're right. My passion is making the work of making money fun. I'll keep your teams charged up, growing profits, and obliterating sales goals. And then you close it with sincerely and your name. Having those tweets is really like taking notes about yourself and about what you can contribute. And as a matter of fact, you can copy and by just listening to my show and just writing it all down. Now, how are you going to do your research, right? So doing research is just basically you're just going to type the company's name and you're going to find what people are tweeting about this company and what other people and what they are tweeting about their own company. So I'm going to jump in and talk about your network. Okay, so network is basically following people who are in the same situation as you are and are looking for the same position. By the way, there is an opening position as an RN, nurse charge, RN supervisor, staff nurse in Uniondale, New York. If you are interested to know more information about me, about the job, then you just email me, let's talk careers with Sara at gmail.com, and I'll provide you all the information necessary for that. Now let's assuming that you are now did your cover letter, you did your resume, and now nothing else is actually working for you to get a job interview. So the best thing to do is actually start networking. And when you network, you gain a lot of benefits from networking. So when you go there, just be authentic, engage, and start networking on Twitter. So show what you are worth knowing. So part of networking is being interesting and having something to say. Writing interesting tweets that showcase what you know helps you become a valued resource, the go-to person. Also, you help others get known. And basically when I meet people, I always ask, what's your Twitter handle? Then I follow them, even if they are new on Twitter. And when you follow people on Twitter, it shows you care, that you have vested interest in their success. It helps you build and reinforce relationships, especially when you retweet their content. The next thing, you also reinforce real-world relationship. Networking is not just about building new relationships, but it also meeting new people. It's about maintaining the relationships that you have. And Twitter is a fantastic tool to tend to those relationships by retweeting other people, by sending shout outs, by saying thank you, by simply following and listening to others. Also, when you network, you listen. Listening to what other people tweet is a form of networking, a sign of what's important to them. And there is a reason you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Listen twice as much as you talk. Then you can also learn. You can use Twitter to educate yourself about topics you don't know enough about. And there are people who are working to raise a startup funding for their company. And they are following a lot of venture capitalists and other investors. Though the Twitter stream, you need to be watched and share expertise, tips on what to look for as to decide on what to fund and trends in investing. You can also use Twitter to follow people you know or admire to see how they are using Twitter, whom they do admire, whom do they quote, and throw people an icebreaker. The best way to build relationships on Twitter is to behave as you do in real life networking. If you are searching for a job, the fastest way to kill a new networking contact is to begin with the ask statement. I need a job is the same on Twitter. An icebreaker can help you find common ground or a place to start. So, let's say you have followers that know you and love you to do whatever you like to do. So basically having them as your followers, networking with them is great. They might know what kind of a job there might be, and they can also direct message with you. Also be humble, be real, and give back. Be sure you know yourself as someone who can do more than just talk about what you want to do. The biggest mistake you can make on Twitter is the same as the one you can make in real life. Being oblivious to those around you, talking about yourself all the time, not saying thank you or acknowledging the role that others have played in your success, not showing that you are interested in what others have to say. All of this can be fatal to your Twitter presence and to your career momentum. So make sure that at least 30% of your tweets are ones that give back to others. And the last thing is do one thing every day. Share your final advice in a tweet. Do one thing every day to advance your career, including tweeting. Now, how can you leverage Twitter throughout your job search and networking? I believe in the power of Twitter. I believe that Twitter has the power to help move you from hunter to hunted, from reactive to active, from job seeker to career manager, from chaos to control. I also believe that Twitter is not, nor should it be, a singular job search resource. In other words, don't put all your eggs in one basket. One of the advantages of Twitter is that it connects and propels the power of so many other traditional and social media platforms. It may help to think of Twitter as a project manager, internist, or editor, a force that brings together and maximizes the strength of many related activities, resources, and professionals. So there are people who are expert in social media branding and online identity to guide you through the integration of Twitter with online and offline resources that best support job search and career visibility. And if you need a question or have a question that you don't understand about what I'm talking about when it comes to Twitter, message me on Facebook, Let's Talk Careers with Sara, and also join my group, Let's Talk Careers Inner Circle, and to see a whole community talking about job search and job advice. Now, how do we connect with the real within virtual? So the best way to use Twitter is to connect with the real with the virtual. And with all the talk about the social media, people seem to have forgotten about real world communications. And of course, you need to be visible on a web to succeed in the new world of work, but you can't look at Twitter and other social media in isolation. You need ways to leverage that you are doing in the real world to build community with those who could help you find a job. People don't live or work in the virtual world, so it makes sense to use offline activities to connect and expand your brand with your target audience. And talking about traditional real-world communication, you use to express your thought leadership or brainstorm ways you can use Twitter to maximize those brand building activities. So, assuming you know for expertise in how mentoring plays a role in employee satisfaction and retention, and that makes you stand out for your colleagues, and you should be visible for those who are looking for this type of characteristics, visible to the people who could help you get your next position. So your audience include hiring managers, HR executives, recruiters, human resources professionals, and other influencers. What you need to do is to do two things. You need to identify a few ways to increase your visibility with your target audience, including writing an article for HR.com or speaking at conferences and volunteering to local association or chapters. And the next thing, you can just take components of those offline activities online to deepen their quality and expand your reach. The next section, we're going to talk about 10 ways that you can do that. One thing that I want you to know is social media isn't the end all, be all, but it offers unparalleled opportunity to participate in relevant ways. It also provides a launchpad for other marketing tactics, and social media is not an island, it's a high-power engine on the larger marketing sheet. So pretend you are my training and development executive and you have a conference presentation to prepare and deliver. So here are the 10 ideas that you can use Twitter to help your offline event go virtual and vastly extend the content and the dispersal of just one speaking engagement. So the first thing is tweet for presentation content. Use Twitter to engage your community to come up with the content for your presentation. Tell your followers you are speaking about mentoring at a certain company that they would like to know about and they would like to learn. This will start conversation with your brand community and help you create content for your presentation. Be sure you're using hashtags so you can reach people who may not be following you but are interested in your topic. What else you can do? You can tweet your press release. Create a press release indicating you are speaking at the conference. Post it for free press release search engine such as prleap.com and then tweet with a link to the press release. You can tweet an event reminder. Before leaving for the event, tweet to remind your followers that you are going to be at the conference. Mention that you would love to meet everyone who is going to be there. Encourage those who are interested to come to your session. You can also tweet a video. Get your presentation filmed so you will have video clips you can use later. You can often arrange this with conference organizers. It's a great way to get quality video at no low cost. Take the video clips from the conference, post them to sites such as YouTube and Vimeo, and tweet out the links. Video is a great way to deliver a complete communication. Tweet real-time data. During the presentation, encourage audience participation and get data related to your thought leadership by polling the audience either during your presentation or with a survey they can fill out. For example, you can ask, how many of you have official mentoring programs in your company? Then tweet real-time PR. While presenting, encourage audience members to tweet about the presentation real time. This is a powerful way to engage others in building your personal brand. And remember to include your Twitter name in your contact details so you can grow your following. If you bring your business card, assuming you are a C-level executive, or other takeaways, including your Twitter name on these communication tools as well. You can tweet your slides. When you return from the conference, you can post your slides to sites such as sliderocket.com and tweet the links so people who were not there can access your words of wisdom. And tweet your new stats. Take the data you got from your audience and post the stats to your website or blog and share this via Twitter. For example, you could use a tweet like this. Only 25% of the people who attended my presentation work for a company that has an official mentoring program. That's just an example. You can also tweet new learnings. You can tweet about your experiences and what you learned from the audience. One speaking event can have many relevant and compelling tweets. And tweet your thanks. Send a thank you tweet to all those who contributed to the conversation and to your presentation content. Remember to use @ before their Twitter names. It's important to acknowledge your followers. You can take these same strategies and adapt them to other offline activities. Think about some of the things you do at work and for work and how you might use these tactics to better them, promote them, and leverage them. Before I move on, I want just to let you know that there are several positions available as an RN charge, as RN supervisor, and RN unit manager in a townhouse Union Dale's rehab center. If you do happen to be qualified, all you need to have is just experience in working in a long-term care, or short-term care is fine, and have several years of experience working as a nurse supervisor. If you do have those qualifications, please message me on Facebook, Let's Talk Careers with Sara, or email me your resume, Let's Talk Careers with Sara @gmail.com, and I will forward your resume to the hiring manager. Don't hesitate. If you know someone who is qualified or who is interested in a hiring position, in a higher position as a supervisor or a manager, let me know. Share with them my email, Let's Talk Careers with Sara @gmail.com, and I will really, really appreciate that. Thank you. So the next I want to talk about how to use Twitter for introverts. Twitter is a place to network, and by definition, people who use Twitter are often open to building new relationships and interested in attracting followers. You can search for people that you like to get to know and initiate a conversation with them. Most people will be quite receptive to your overtures, and if you connect LinkedIn, who is another introvert safe place, to your Twitter account, you will have even better results. Twitter is also used for target. Look for people in your industry, occupation, or target companies. Use Twitter's Find People features to identify them. You can use the direct message feature for a private reply. Suggest a phone or email follow-up for a more in-depth exchange. And then Twitter, you can break the ice. Introverts frequently prefer to dispense with superficial chat, but even face-to-face conversations begin with some kind of superficial icebreaker comment, which then leads to a more in-depth conversation. On Twitter, you can initiate a conversation privately in a DM. Once you establish Twitter, you can just have an initial connection. You can continue the conversation through email, by phone, or in person. Twitter also can be used as a building relationships. As introverts, I know how it feels, and one key to relationship is demonstrating an interest in others. And introverts often have a desire for deeper understanding. Draw on this strength and read, comment on, and retweet people's links, blogs, web interests, websites that interest them, and have the tweets. When you read what others have written and show a genuine interest in them, you build relationships. Then you can also deepen relationships. You can further a relationship with networking contacts by spending a week or two retweeting their tweets or responding to their conversations. Then send them a public message when the time is right. For example, right, you can write, enjoyed hearing your thoughts on fill in the blank. Would love to have a deeper conversation. If you're available, please DM me to exchange email, phone info. Another tip I can just share with you using Twitter for introverts is to give to others. Many introverts love Twitter for its treasure trove of information. Expand your own professional knowledge and in turn become a resource for others by passing along information. They will appreciate your passing it along, and so will those who originated it. It's a win-win. You can focus on what you know. Many introverts are subject matter experts who can find and garner Twitter followers around that expertise. People often follow other Twitters based on topic. This is a terrific way for introverts to build a network, connect with recruiters and companies who seek that type of expertise, find opportunities, and even stay confident in a job search. You can get on the radar. It can be difficult, even exhausting, for introverts to keep up with a lot of relationships. By frequently tweeting about your professional activities and sharing links to other resources that are helpful to others, you can almost effortlessly connect with your followers. When opportunities or projects come up that match your background, you are top of mind. Also, feel free to think. Many introverts like to think first and act later. Twitter allows them to do just that. Unlike face-to-face conversations that require an immediate response, you can read a message, think on it, and then reply. And the last thing that I want to say about the introverts, you can feel free to listen. Twitter allows introverts to listen intently to the views, comments, and questions of others, and to look and listen for clues on industry, company, products, and service challenges. Introverts pay attention to what is going on around them. This observing trait may allow you to find opportunities that others may miss. And if you want to see my Twitter account, you can just go to twitter.com/writing2015. Now, I want to say that Twitter is not only for introverts. It is also for extroverts. And because with extroverts, it has been said that Twitter is a virtual cocktail party. It provides immediate engagement, a continuous stream of small talk, and connections with the external world. In short, it is a perfect fit for extroverts, need for constant connection and stimulation, as well as conduit for the relationship building necessary for effective job search. You can go from bored to busy. Turn your tendency to be easily bored into motivation to use Twitter. Twitter provides variety and immediate gratification. You can review the activity of your favorite people, create a new industry-specific list, review @mentions, or thank people who retweeted your post. Every time you log on, there will be something new for you to explore. Then you can optimize with overwhelming. While it is tempting for extroverts to rapidly build a large network of followers, focus on finding people in the industries or companies where you want to work. This will allow you time to develop meaningful online relationships that could lead to opportunities. And start conversations. After finding people you want to follow, review their timelines to learn more about them. Go back several pages. Through updates, you will learn more about their personas, the companies they work for, and issues they may be struggling with. Extroverts enjoy small talk, so use this skill to start some casual conversations and build rapport. Then you can balance your brand. Review your tweets on occasions to ensure there is nice balance among information, discussion, and advice while being brand consistent every time you post. Extroverts are enthusiastic and positive in their approach to life. And these characteristics, supported by your unique value proposition, will draw potential employers your way. And be generous. Extroverts love being the center of attention, and without real-world verbal cues that can keep that behavior in check, you risk having it be all about you. Retweeting a post or helping someone solve a work-related problem can capture his or her attention and gratitude, which can pay off. Then you can also organize. Combine your expertise with your enjoyment in participating and conducting group events. Demonstrate your leadership skills by organizing a virtual mini-conference or think tank using a hashtag. Make sure you invite followers from companies where you would like to work. If you are attending an offline conference, be sure to tweet it for your followers who can't be there in person. And you can be patient, receptive, and tuned into their environment. Extroverts are quick to respond. Just as in the workplace, Twitter is a diverse community of personalities. So don't take offense if someone is not as responsive as you are. He or she may be busy or could have missed your comment. So be patient and think before you tweet. Extroverts tend to think as they speak. This can backfire online, where comments have a long shelf life. Don't get caught up in the moment and become involved in a controversial or heated topic. You don't want a prospective boss or coworker to have something harsh or negative be their first impression of you. Quickly delete anything inappropriate, please. And feed your energy. Extroverts are energized by people and fade when they are alone. Twitter offers 24/7 companionship and can be a great antidote. And by using your mobile device, you can even manage your search activities while away from your PC. And a job search can be a lonely process. Twitter will help you keep you engaged. Just be aware that Twitter can be so much fun that is easy to lose track of time. So stay focused. And take it offline. Extroverts are great at marketing themselves and love being in social situations. Organizing a local event will increase your chances of meeting company decision makers that may know of hidden job openings. Arrange a local tweet up or DM a follower you may be able to help, or invite a connection to have lunch or coffee with you. The odds are good. He or she will say yes, especially if he or she is an extrovert like you. So, some of the tips that I gave you right now are good for introverts and extroverts, and they're similar. And best practices that have the same intent but can be applied in ways that meet introverts and extroverts' particular needs. Assuming that you want to be a consultant, okay, and you want to show you are an expert. And being an expert, that means you have a specific information that you share, and it's, for example, you're an expert in finances, you're expert in teaching, education. So how do you use Twitter to show that you are a consultant? So there are some strategies that you need to look at by marketing for your niche. So niche is basically focused on a targetable part of the market. So niche marketing helps you by just having more people follow you, and you use this so people find and follow in your niche market, and they use the Twitter search feature to find out and follow people within your niche. Most people will follow you back, particularly if you have interesting tweets and are engaging others through dialogue. However, if you have a long list of people you follow with few followers and no tweets, this will quickly undermine your credibility as well as your niche market expertise. And think like third-party affiliations when building your stream of followers. Who are your targets following, and how might they also be valuable for you to follow? These are your third-party affiliations. You can cast your net wide as long as you also cast it strategically. Build lists of people within your niche market and follow their list of potential contacts. Branded visibility must be your continuing focus. The greater your visibility among your target market, the greater your opportunity for being known as an authority within your niche market. So create a Google Alerts to provide a consistent stream of information and resources to share with others. Set up multiple alerts using industry-specific keywords that will come directly to your email inbox. And rather than tweeting just the title of the article and the link, provide your perspective and the link. That small act can move you from being perceived as merely a peddler of information to reinforcing your credibility as a subject matter expert possessing a true understanding of the situation. Then track the success of your tweet links. Use bit.ly to shorten those long URLs and track clicks to the links you are providing to your niche market. Tracking those links can serve as a guide to being more strategic and target in the information you provide, and confirm the direction you should take to reinforce your area of expertise. And use Twitter lists to create networking lists of experts in your field to follow on Twitter. Twitter's list feature is one of the best ways to demonstrate your knowledge of your niche market. Mark the list as a public, then register with listology.com. Listology allows you to share the public URL with your Twitter community and showcase your expertise as an information curator. So I'll give you an example that you are a CFO, right? An accountant or a finance. So you need to find people that they need your service as a consultant. And those probably big companies that have enough budget to hire a consultant to help them with their finances. Then you need to build a list of people that might be working in that area. For example, other CFOs. Have them follow you on Twitter or you follow them. And then create a Google Alerts so you get more notifications in your inbox that you don't miss any of the missed opportunities out there. And then you can track your success and see how many people are there following you, tweeting you. Share some links that you can show some links in other social medias. Doesn't have to be on Twitter. So share your Twitter account for others to follow you. And then network with others on Twitter, so that way you have a wide net of opportunities out there. So there is no point in being an authority within a niche market if no one in that market knows about you. And the old definition of networking used to be, who do I know? Today the definition is, who knows about me. Enter Twitter, a great mechanism for expanding the reach of people who know you and also know about you. Once you have your Twitter identity cemented, it's time to expand your network by tweeting. Doing so will simultaneously build your credibility and raise your visibility as an authority in your niche. While you have a wealth of information to share with your followers, remember that Twitter is about engaging readers. It's not a one-sided conversation. Just as in face-to-face networking, merely showing up doesn't build trust. You must talk with your followers, not to them, but with them. And who you are is as important as what you do. One of the most overlooked parts of niching is the power of the personal. Nobody is truly one-dimensional, and most employers don't want an employee who is. Being authentically branded within a niche market allows your true personality, passions, and interests to be visible to employers who are seeking well-rounded clients. And make your tweets multidimensional. Having a niche doesn't mean you can tweet only on your area of expertise. Just remember the 75-25 rule. For job seekers, approximately 75% of tweets should be on brand and professional, whereas 25% of tweets can convey conversational and personal yet appropriate content. Since culture fit is the most difficult part of hiring, wrapping your niche in your brand can position you as unique, interesting, and intriguing while attracting exactly the right opportunity. Creating a list of followers who also share your passion and also interest. These lists make it easy for a recruiter or company decision maker to scroll your post and understand who you are from a 360-degree perspective. And integrate your Twitter and LinkedIn accounts to allow those niche-specific posts to also appear on your LinkedIn profile and update status. If you are using your Facebook account as a professional rather than personal vehicle, you can also send your niche tweets to that account, adding even more depth to your online visibility. This integrated strategy is the first step in creating a credible online presence that positions you as the authority within a niche market. And with all niches, the tighter the more narrow your niche, the deeper and more expert you become. So here is a checklist that I want you to just write it down. If you can take a pencil and a paper. So there are so many things that I want you to write down. And if you are missing some of my tips, you can have the recordings on my Facebook page of the show, and it's called Let's Talk Careers with Sara on Facebook. Okay, so are you ready? So let's get started with a checklist. The first thing you need to ask is, have you identified your sweet spot? If you did, what is it? Do you know the keywords employers use to find you? Are you clear on what market you serve? Do you know who else operating in that space? Do you know where the gaps are between you and your competition? If the market is saturated, have you niched yourself more narrowly? Are you executing a strategic communication plan that broadcasts tight and focused message? Do your Twitter bio and LinkedIn tagline scream niche? Are you building strong relationships among your target market? When you Google yourself, do the results convey a clear, consistent, and compelling message around your niche? I'm a big advocate about Googling yourself because I had sent resumes to some hiring managers, and those hiring managers will just Google your name up before they even consider to calling you for an interview. And when I followed up with the hiring manager, one of the hiring managers said, I did not call the candidate because his social media is not professional. I don't want that kind of candidate to represent my company. And that was a shame because on the resume, that candidate had all the qualifications needed for the job. He had the opportunity to get the job, his dream job. But unfortunately, his tweets, his posts, his videos, his pictures did not convey professionalism as it conveyed on the resume. So you can pay somebody for a resume to write for you professionally, but it all goes down the drain once your social media is just not what it conveys. So really, Google yourself up and think for yourself. Are you going to hire yourself by looking at what you're seeing on Google? So really do that. The next thing is, are you raising visibility among your target market by writing articles, posting on your industry blogs, and participating in forums or online communities? So by writing articles, I usually go on LinkedIn, and I have the opportunity, like the flexibility to write articles as many as I want. So by you writing articles, it is also published on Google. So you want your name to pop up with your article. That shows you're an expert. And when people hear your name, do they immediately finish the sentence with your niche of expertise? You should be able to answer a resounding yes to all. For me, when people are asking for a resume on Facebook, I see a lot of people tagging my name because for them, they follow my posts on Facebook and they see my my post also on my group, Let's Talk Careers Inner Circle. And even though they don't need my service, even though they don't need a resume, maybe they can do it themselves without a problem. But when it comes to have somebody else posting, I'm looking for a professional writer, a professional resume writer, I need to redo my resume, I need somebody to review my resume, right away my name pops up. My name is tagged and people are just tagging my name even though they never used me. And for me, for those past clients who I have been serving, have rated me 5 stars. So that's another credibility for them to hire me. So you, as an expert in something, perhaps you're a good cook, perhaps you're a good an event planner, maybe you're good in sales, but you posting sales techniques, sales tips, sales information. So when somebody needs a salesperson, they right away can tag your name on that post. Or if you are a cook, you show all kinds of recipes you do, all kinds of new dishes you do, specific cuisine that you're good at. So when you do all of that, then when somebody needs, for example, an event that they are looking to have a cook or a chef or catering, they can just call you or they can tag you. But you proving yourself who you are, it's much better than just showing and saying that I'm looking for a job. You have to really market yourself so you know so you know who you want to represent yourself as. So carving out a niche presence on Twitter isn't a short-term job search technique. The real strength of this communication strategy is in developing a longer-term career management plan that keeps you visible to your target audience throughout the remainder of your career. So, the most important thing to remember when niching using Twitter, before you tweet, ask yourself, does this post positively portray my overall personality, strengths, passion, and interests? Does it further my positioning as a well-rounded subject matter expert? If the answer is yes, then tweet it. I have a dog here who has written that finding my job on Twitter was pure serendipity. At the time, I was working 2 contract jobs, both of which could have possibly turned into something full-time, so I wasn't really looking for a new job. My now colleague Greg Swan tweeted about an opening for a junior web developer at the PR agency where he worked. I asked for more information about the position, but wasn't seriously considering it. A few weeks later, some circumstances changed and I immediately thought of Greg's tweet. I sent my resume and now I work with a great team at Weber Shandwick. So Greg did a homework on how to use Twitter, and for him it worked out the best thing to look for a job. Expanding your network, discussing news and trends in your industry, and showcasing your interest and expertise are all indirect and effective approaches to the job search. In some way, looking for a job on Twitter is not unlike looking on major job search boards. When you start looking, you will quickly find that there are hundreds of places to search, and that screening out the best places to find qualified leads can be a job in itself. But take a closer look and you will see that many recruiters, hiring managers, and job seekers have already discovered Twitter is a revolutionary forum to post and share your job leads. With no charge to tweet positions, employers have free resources for advertising and a faster way to communicate real-time openings. There are some job leads that search engines for job listings. For example, you can use tweetmyjobs.com, and you can use twitterjobsearch.com, and you can use search.twitter.com, in order for you to look for jobs that you are looking for. And there are so many hashtags that you can follow. For example, hashtag name of blank jobs, right? So if you are a teacher jobs, hashtag nurse jobs, hashtag career, hashtag career approach, hashtag career consultant, hashtag career management, hashtag careers, hashtag employment. And there are so many that you can use hashtag for. Hashtag salary, hashtag resume writing, hashtag recruiters, hashtag recruiting. So many hashtags you can use in order for you to find what you are looking for. Twitter has a lot of information, and you just want to filter those using your hashtags. And also, you can use you can follow streams of career experts and job listings in your field of interest. You can keep tabs on hiring managers, influencers, and networking contracts. Monitoring feeds of individuals you would like to work with will give you unique perspective on their needs and interests. It may also tip you off on their vacation plans, so you are not fretting over an unreturned message. Develop and manage private lists to keep tabs on hiring managers, network contacts, and target companies. If you don't want others to know that you are subscribed to lists for job seekers, you can make your own private list of leads and experts for advice that are accessible only by you. And there are so many things you can do with a list. You can find places like a CEO coach. You can get a nursing coach. You can get anything that you want. Twitter has it, and it's so easy. New media does not mean getting rid of editors. From the moment we launch a post, you need to insist that you need to have editors. New media allows citizen journalists to go global, but still need editors. And you have the option to create a list of privacy, visibility, and customizations. And I am just going to tell you more about other places you can go and check. Check mytwipple.com. It's a tool to manage your friends and followers. And after creating an account, follow the directions under the Import and Export tab to import a list of your Twitter community, people you follow, and those who follow you into an Excel spreadsheet or other lists that you may copy and paste by column. And then you can save the spreadsheet to your followers and following and go to tweetpml.com and give your list a short name with keywords like photography or photographers, and you will then prompt it for permission to access your Twitter account. So I'm just going to have so many topics to discuss about. There are other Twitter tools that you should considering of. For example, tweetsearch.com, tweetbeep.com, tweetscan.com, that's for Google Alerts. Trendistic.com allows you to view popular trends. Crazybob.com, that lets you search the users your friends are following and pick those you want to follow. Twemes.com follows tweets that have embedded tags that start with hashtag character. Twello.com, yellow pages of Twitter with more than 6 million users. JustTweeted.com, a directory for Twitter users organized by category. You can add your name to the directory. Monitor.com, you can see tweets from the entire Twitterverse containing keywords you request. And TwitterL.com, find users with similar career interests. And there are so many that you can go to. I have so more sites that you can check out. Tweetsearch.com, Twello.com, and Monitor.com are the main ones that you should be using. And Twitter is just an app that you can use it on a desktop and on your mobile phone. And so many things you can find by searching on Google how to use Twitter to your own advantage. Twitter is not just for job searching, but it's also for business owners. It's just for everybody. Everybody should use Twitter. And I'm not just saying everybody, I'm just saying it because it's really helpful. So there are some people who are using Twitter suggesting that you should be creative. Most applicants send a generic resume and cover letter. Do something unique, yet professional and tailored to the company culture. And be part of the community first, and don't be scared to toot your own horn occasionally. Brand yourself as well. It's easier than you think. And give it time. Have a personality. Don't just find a way to stand out. Find a way to show employers that you can offer. And be yourself. Be unique and stay connected some way, somehow, every day. Treat the job market as a singles bar. Authentic people draw attention. Neediness repels it. Twitter is the largest single bars on earth. And be friends with everyone. Talk to everyone. Put yourself out there. And most of all, smile. If you don't say it or do it to someone in real life, don't say it or do it on Twitter. And look through your last 10 tweets and ask yourself, would I hire me? Tweet things that will be useful to others. Pay it forward. Get out there and market yourself. No one is going to do it for you. And ask for help. Help others. Tell people you are looking for a job and tell them exactly what your ideal job would be. And Twitter is free. Follow, retweet, engage, and entertain those that follow you, and you are bound to find some help with your job search. Build it before you need it. Don't wait until you need a job to network on Twitter. So, using Twitter for your job search requires attitude. You need to stay positive in your tweets, even if you are discouraged. On any given day in a job search, a former or future employer may read your tweets and use attention-grabbing headlines to maximize readership. Companies are looking for benefit bringers, not skill slingers. And avoid asking a new Twitter pal for more than one favor. You don't want to turn a supporter into someone who avoids you. When posting tweets, always ask yourself, would I want a potential employer to read this? Could this hurt my candidacy? And do not drop in and out of tweeting. Constantly work at communicating your personal brand. Offer value, offer proof, cite examples on Twitter. You have to earn an employer's attention, not just show up. And to ensure professionalism during job search, tweet as if your grandmother was reading your posting. And if you are job searching via Twitter, ensure your tweets contain buzzwords that hiring managers use. Twitter is the new ad agency. Recruiters use it to search for passive candidates. If you are not on Twitter, you won't show up on your radar. And tweet your expertise. If employers read your last 15 tweets, what will they say about you? And HR surveys 12% of people hired via job board, 27% via referrals, get referred. Follow target recruiters and employers. I am running out of time, so that will be another topic we'll discuss in my show perhaps next Wednesday. And I would like to say thank you for those who are listening to me. Thank you so much for doing your homework, by listening to experts like me about jobs, about resumes, and about how to be happy in a work environment. So I really want to say thank you again. So I'm going to see you next Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Armed Radio. Let's talk careers with Sarah.